It's Monday. It's time for a nooner again. This is kind of where I just talk about a subject and try to get the comment section going. More than I want to hear it from you guys. You know, usually you hear from me, but this is a chance to get us to kind of talk and have conversation in the comment section below between me and other people, also not just myself. And today we're going to talk about one of the Star Wars figures. That's right, I said figures. Jabba the Hutt. Don't even tell me it's a playset. He's not a playset. He is a character in the film. So he is I guess you could say the playset is the base he came with. But I remember this figure so much. It's one of my favorites. It was one of my favorites as a kid. I can remember Kmart having this thing. Didn't know it was coming out. Wasn't that great back then? You didn't really know what was coming out. You would just come to the store and there would be new Star Wars toys there or whatever you bought. But I walked in. I can remember with my grandma. She was probably off chasing the blue light special down. And I can remember that Jabba the Hutt picking that box up and knowing, hey, this is not a regular figure. I can talk her into getting me a figure. And, you know, I knew how to talk her into things. Unless it comes to that Culture Club album. I really wanted this. She put her foot down on that one. But anyway, I remember picking up the box, and I don't remember a price or anything, but I'm sure it was more than a figure. It's probably about 2-3 times more than a figure. So I knew, okay, this is going to have to be something for birthday or Christmas. But if I remember right, it was summertime. It was, so I had at least probably 2-3 months for my birthday. And you know, as a kid, 2 to 3 months, 3 months, you know, that's a long time to wait. It ain't like waiting around. You know, it seemed like when we were in school, how long would it take you from report card to report card? It seemed like it would take you a year, but it was like 6 weeks. But it seemed like it would take forever. Time sure did move a lot slower when I was a kid. But I can remember picking that box up, looking at the back of it, looking at I think if I remember right, it had some figures on it. I wasn't sure. Now Luke, Jedi, I remember I might have already knew about it. Some of the aliens, I was like, oh, I didn't know they made that. But what got me the most was seeing that Salacious B. Crumb. I always loved that character. Especially, you know, Return of the Jedi going in kind of young, 12, 13-ish. I just really love Salacious Crumb. I remember ABC or maybe CBS had a making of special, and it had a lot of Salacious Crumb in it, like behind the scenes stuff, and I really loved this character. And I was like, oh my God, so I get the base to put him on, and I get 2 figures. I don't really count now Salacious Crumb as a figure because he's, you know, one solid piece of mold and everything. Kind of like not counting the Marianne that came with the playset in the Indiana Jones line. But I was like, I've got to have this. I was like, I'm going to try it. I'm going to do it. I know she's going to let me get a figure. She always did. So I'm just going to bring this up and try it. So I thought about my game plan. I was like, okay, I'm going to tell her, hey, this is the same price as a figure. Maybe she won't notice. Maybe she won't know. She gets up there and then it's too late. Or maybe I'll just say, hey, I know this is a little pricey, but I really want this. You can count it as my birthday now. You won't have to worry about it later. Get it out of the way. So I can remember walking through that Kmart. I can remember what Kmart it was. I don't know why I have such a good memory of it. Kmart, that box in my hand, holding it, you know, like somebody would hold a football, you know, like a quarterback running with his football. But I can remember walking around with that thing, going to find my grandma. Like I said, she's probably about he was either at the blue light special, wherever that table was that day, because that blue light go off, she'd go running to it. Or she was in the back at the Railway section. I don't even think she needed to put stuff on Railway. I think she just liked doing it. I don't know why. So I tracked her down, and I can remember that feeling. I was like, oh gosh, she's gonna sit down. She's gonna sit down. I gotta have this. Oh my God, I gotta have this. This is fucking Jabba we're talking about here. We're not talking about. I mean, this is Jabba the Hutt. And anybody that saw Return of the Jedi this time was in love with Jabba the Hutt. I mean, come on, it had to have this, and it had a, you know. So I remember walking up to her, and I was like, oh my God, here goes. Trying to think what I'm gonna say. Getting nervous. I'm gonna tell her for my birthday. I'm gonna get it now. That it's a little bit more. But no, I had another plan. I just put it in we call it a buggy. I know it's a southern thing. Y'all probably a shopping cart or something. But we call it a buggy. I remember just placing it in there. She had some other clothes and stuff. Probably some Coca-Colas in the glass bottle. I can remember just sitting it down in there. Not saying anything. She didn't even notice I put it in there. If she did, she didn't say nothing. I thought, oh my God, I can't believe this. So we kept shopping, went to the checkout line. I can remember standing in that checkout line too. I was like, oh gosh, she's going to see it. She's going to see it. She's going to think something. She started handing the stuff to the register up there so they could price it in. Probably didn't scan it back then. And I can remember she picked up some clothes, put it up there on the conveyor belt. picked up some other things, put on the conveyor belt, reached down, picked up that Jabba the Hutt. Didn't even look at it. Didn't even acknowledge it. I don't even think it registered in her head that it was for me or nothing. She just knew it was in that shopping cart. So I had to go up on that conveyor belt so the Kmart lady could ring it up. Rung it up, bagged it, put it in the cart. We walked out to the car. I could not. I mean, I felt like I was one of the guys from Ocean 11. I was like, I just got away with the best con ever. And I can remember getting home at her house, taking that box, ripping that side panel over, dumping all the pieces out on the floor. You had to kind of put the base together. Not really, you just had to put the armrest part of it on, and the bubble, and the string, and the chain that goes around the neck, so little things like that. But setting that thing up, went to a back room. Actually, it was my grandma's bedroom. Usually I played in the living room or back behind, kind of, I guess, dining room area. Kind of a small house. That way they could still watch their TV and I wouldn't bug them. But so now I go back in the back room back there. It was like a shag carpet. It was really good for making your action figure stand up. The carpet in the other room was too pushed down so hard it wouldn't stand up good. But I can remember setting that base up, putting Jabba the Hutt on it all proud, getting Salacious Crumb, sitting him on the edge, setting that scene up, digging through my pony box. I had a pony shoebox full of Star Wars toys, pulling out all the aliens I could find, all of them. I don't care if they were at Jabba's palace or not, as long as they wasn't Ewoks, if they were aliens, I will pull them out. Greedo, Hammerhead, didn't matter. Luke Skywalker, Jedi. At that time, I only had Han. I had the original Han and the Bespin. I didn't have, and of course, Hall. I didn't have any Return of the Jedi Hans. So I remember probably Bespin's one I would play with more than the old one. Leia. I don't remember what Leia I used. What Leia did I can't remember if I had the Bosch figure then. Hopefully I did. But I can remember just sitting that Jabba up on that throne, having Luke come talk to him, having them all fighting around, making Jabba laugh. He's watching these rebels fight these aliens and stuff. Oh, I didn't have a Rancor at the time. That would have been awesome. I did have a Rancor later, but man, that would have been awesome to have that day. But I can just remember that day so good in my memory. I know the older I get, it's going to fade away, and I hate that. So one thing about doing this video I like doing is I can put some of these memories I'll know I'll forget out here to you guys, and you guys can share your memories, and then we got a record of it, right? When I'm old and senile and I don't remember anything, one of my family members, do you remember Jabba the Hutt? And I was like, what are you talking about? What is Jabba the Hutt? Come watch this video you did. Anyway, let me know. Did you have Jabba the Hutt? Did you play with Jabba the Hutt? Did you love Jabba the Hutt? Or were you like, that's stupid. I don't even want Jabba the Hutt. I can play Star Wars figures without Jabba the Hutt. Let me know what you think of Jabba the Hutt. I loved it. But this is Junkman Nooner. Of course, we'll be back later, probably tonight, with a longer video. Let me know in the comments sections what you think about Jabba the Hutt and that little Salacious Crumb. Thank you for watching and listening more. But I guess you can watch some pictures. We'll be back soon. Thanks.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.